Hey, to all my haters, I'm back up, man. I'm back up. I appealed that decision and I won. So, look who's here, back up. I'm back up, so I'm happy about that. This picture was taken yesterday before I went to Speaker's Corner. My artwork's been exhibited. This was in Southall Gurdwara, or Southall Temple. And as you can see, these are not people that hate me. Um, when I went there, quite a few people recognised me from not just my artwork, but from Speaker's Corner. And the thing about it was that so far since I've been out, I've had total support. People have from Sikhs. People may say to me, "Oh, we don't like your delivery," or "You need to refine this," and "You need to stop using that particular word." But overall, when it comes to the overall message, especially about the grooming, 100% behind me. I am going to be refining, and I've got some contacts. I met a Sikh brother on the train, and yeah, he was like, "All right, dude, you need to start kind of like really adjusting the way you kind of communicate because your message is not going to resonate." And I agree with that. I need to have the most impact possible, and the way I can do that is to be more calculated in the way I speak. Obviously, yesterday I originally went to the temple, and then after that I went to Speaker's Corner. So here's me. There's a movie coming out, guys. Whoever thingy called Motherhood. Please support it. It's about Mata Sahib Kaur, which is Guru Gobind Singh Ji's wife, and this is why I did that drawing, and there's other people that done artwork as well, and this is what the movie is about, and we need to support these Sikh movies so we can educate our youngsters through different means like movies, artwork and everything. As you can see, I'm just giving a little interview prior to they're going to do a little short documentary about the exhibition, so I'm giving my little piece. So please support that. Yesterday, I then went Speaker's Corner quite late. I didn't get it. But we bumped into, we had quite a very heated discussion, I thought, with getting surrounded again by a group of what I call kind of the brain dead. All they do is just whoop and yeah, and they don't really think. They're just in terms of group, they just kind of become like a baying mob. It's happened to me quite a few times. It doesn't really bother me too much because all I really see when I look outside, when I look at the crowd, is this. That's all I see. Just like these gremlins. Just looking back. Look, that's all I see. I don't see anything else. Just that. Gremlins. Before I go on, this is actually Roasting Savages. That's the combined Twitter for me and Hassan. Big up Hassan. And so can people please come over and subscribe, because we will be putting up other content over here, including with Hassan and other people. We've also got our own YouTube channel called Roasting Savages. Haven't got many subscribers, only 36. Please, I'll put a link below. Subscribe, because we're going to have some great content for this. We're just going to be going around, roasting the little savages or gremlins, whatever you want to call them, at Speaker's Corner. And what I'm going to do is, I spoke yesterday about grooming quite a lot, and I'll be honest with you, I'm fed up to the back teeth of the excuses. This particular one I had to walk away from. And the reason why I walked away, because I felt like the crowd was trying to blame the victims, and Jedi was, he may have made a point that might have been valid to a certain degree, but the way it come across was like, oh, it's the victim's fault, it's the family's fault, sort your community out, sort the girls out, and for me, you sort the rapists out. Yeah, that's the main thing. That's the number one priority. Everything else is secondary. Yeah, number one, sort the rapists out. And the rapists are from a particular community. Now, I've said before that I'm going to be very, very brutal in terms of the way I deal with the grooming to expose this epidemic. And I'm not going to change my views on that particular subject. But when it comes to Islam and when it comes to extremism and terrorism and stuff like that, I can adjust my views, and that's still true. And with the grooming, I can't. But with the grooming, I'm going to make one adjustment. I'm going to try and stop calling them Muslim grooming gangs, but Asian Muslim grooming gangs. The reason I'm going to say Asian Muslim grooming gang, because that's going to encapsulate obviously the Pakistanis, the Afghans, the Bengalis, the Indian Muslims, the obviously, you know, people maybe even from Iraq and Iran and all of those kind of places. But, you know, I've met a lot of Somali guys and other people that are from different areas of the world, and they're not involved in this grooming. And so I had to kind of adjust my views a bit and go, all right, they still don't like it per se, but, you know, I'll call them Asian Muslim grooming gangs. And because I can't call them Asian grooming gangs because I'm Asian and Sikhs are not really involved in this, or if they are, they're a very small proportion and in line with their population. And same with Somalians. There are a few Somalians scattered about in there that I've realised, but it's still in line with their population. Whereas the Asian grooming gangs, Muslim grooming gangs, it's just way out of population. You're talking about 85%, and they're only making up around 3% of the population. And so I don't think people understand the maths. I've tried to explain this, and no one seems to understand. And one of the things is, yeah, you have people like Respect and Jedi who can't seem to keep my name out of their mouth. You know, they've spoken about me more. Like, like they say they don't like me, but they seem to speak about me a lot. You know, it's like, you know, what is the problem? I actually, between Respect and Jedi, you know, before I come to the park, there were the two people that I thought, oh damn, I'd really like to know. I didn't always agree with their message, but I thought, all right, they're intelligent guys, and I still stick by that. I still think they're intelligent. Some people say that Respect isn't, but when you listen to him and he's calm, he comes out with some good facts. But obviously Jedi is intelligent. I can't really even dispute that. You know, he comes out with some good points when he's not talking about grooming. And so the thing is, like, I'm going to say, if you want to chat to me one-on-one with COE, let's have a talk. The reason why I'm saying this is because when they're in groups, they use the group as a way to kind of justify or to kind of like support their own views. So everyone's whooping and yelling, yeah, big up Jedi, big up Respect, blah, blah, blah. But in reality, yeah, these people are just what I call like the brain dead zombies. They're just like, you know, going with you because, you know, they think, oh, all right, everybody else is, and so they're not really thinking logically. I would like to have a conversation, yeah, one-on-one, and let's see whether we can have more of a fruitful discussion. Because right now, every time I've spoken, the two times I've spoken to these guys, it's just been a group mentality of playing to the crowds to then support their view, and because everyone's agreeing with them, they think they've won. Just because everyone agrees with you and they're whipping and yearing doesn't mean you are right. And this is one of the biggest problems with the world I see. You know, you know, most people think they're right because everyone agrees. There have been many times when, you know, people have the group has thought they're right, but when you in reality, they won. I mean, Nazi Germany is a perfect example of that. What I'm going to be doing over the next few weeks, I think, is to really start to try and be more productive in terms. I'm sick and tired, if I'm being honest, of talking about grooming at the speaker's corner with these guys. It's like talking to, I don't know what, like a freaking frog or something, any kind of animal, like something that cannot. It's like we're talking to a different species. They cannot understand the concept of, like, why would Sikhs be annoyed that their girls are being raped and abused? Oh, why are you so pissed off? We're pissed off because it's been going on for 40 years and we're sick and tired of it. You know, but guys have gone prison, man. I mean, I don't think people understand the severity. I mean, this guy, like I said, I know very personally for 25 years. And look, has to cover his face, for God's sakes. But he's a hero, man. This guy should be put up on be given a knighthood. Not be like hiding away like this with his face covered. He should be like walking around. Everyone in the community should be patting him on the back and you know, thingy. And even this, I mean, Sher Punjab. I want to try and tell the story of the Sher Punjab and who they were, because you know, one of the things that people keep saying, oh, they were a gang. A lot of things, yeah, that start off good turn bad towards the end. So I'm not going to say towards the end that Sher Punjab didn't descend into certain things. But I remember when I was never really part of the group, but I knew a lot of people. I designed the logo. One of the things was I had problems at the college with the Hizb ut-Tahrir, and it was Sher Punjab that calmed down. This guy in particular is how I know him, came down and helped us out big time, man. I mean, oh my God, you know, like if they weren't there, we would have just got our heads kicked in every single day. And so we did get attacked quite a few times, but you know, they were here for a reason, man. And these guys here, this guy called Bush, I'd love to meet him. You know, he was one of the guys that founded it, and these guys are like heroes, man. Instead, they're like, oh, they were part of a gang, and I want to show over the next couple of months or a year or so just who these people are, what they sacrificed, and why the Sher Punjab is probably in its heyday. I'm not going to say towards the end, but in its heyday when it first started was obviously something that, you know, without them, the Sikh community would have suffered much worse. You know, our girls are being raped and abused left, right, and centre, and they set the group up to protect our girls. And without them, obviously things would have been much, much worse, and they turned the tide in a lot of ways. And so yeah, I'm going to say big up Sher Punjab. I'll always support those guys, and I love you know, the fact that, you know, they had the guts to do this, yeah, and they had the guts to mobilize and say, look, enough is enough, and do what they did. Now, so obviously I'm going to be uploading more videos and stuff. I got videos from last week that I didn't put up. This one here, can please everyone support this video now. It's a video that got flagged, and so it's only got 95 views, but it's a very important video in terms of showing that little racist. If you have a look. Yeah, effing ragged. Yeah, so you know, hopefully this one doesn't get flagged again. But here you go again. Look, watch this. And knock your effing rag off. I met him again yesterday, and this guy's a vile individual, man. Seriously, it's the guy that said F Manchester as well. He's just mouthing off left, right, and centre. And people are going to say, oh, why don't you go to the police? Why don't you kind of defend yourself? Listen here, my aim is to expose these people and their bigotry, because I'm sick and tired of people saying it's the white man that's the most racist. Some of the most racist and bigoted people I've ever met have been from the Asian community, and obviously some of the most bigoted have been the Muslim community, especially towards Sikhs and Hindus and stuff. The way they speak about our faith and the way they ridicule like the turban and this and that and our stuff is on the next level of disrespect. And obviously I'm a free speech absolutist, so I don't let them speak, and I just want to expose them. So let him say his vile words, and I'll expose them. Anyway, please everybody, like I said, once again, please go to Roasting Savages, subscribe please, only 36 thingies, and like I said, these are the gremlins and the savages that I'm going to be defeating, and hopefully I can do that with the help of like-minded people like Hassan. And here I am again. Look, this is respectable, Raj. Look how respectable I look. Funny, I was like that all the time. You know, I seem so respectable. These two guys are very they're kind of like important people that do spread the word of Sikhism and stuff like that. So they're from India, and so yeah, it's quite an honour to be standing next to them. Actually, there was another little drawing in the corner from somebody. Anyway, I'll be back at Speaker's Corner. I'm not sure if I'll be going this Sunday. I've got something going. I can't say what. I might have to not go. But otherwise, I'm back. To all my haters, keep on flagging, keep on hating, keep on doing ad hominem attacks about my nose. They're always talking about my nose, like they're obsessed with it. Can I tell you a reason why my nose is bent? Because I got punched in the face by my brother-in-law, yeah, who used to attack my sister. And so I take it as a bit of pride, yeah, because, you know, sometimes you got to fight back, yeah, when people are oppressing. So I've done that with that. So whenever I look at my nose, I'm like, oh, it's bent because of the fact that I was trying to, that I was confronting a bully. And so it's like you lot are the bullies as well. So anything you throw my way, I just love it, man. Just keep on giving the ad hominem, because I've won. Yeah, I've won. I get so many personal attacks now about the way I look that it's just obvious they've got nothing left. They've run out of steam. So every time you do it, all you're doing is just reinforcing the fact that you are losers and I'm winning. And like I said, I'm gonna spread this particular message until you stop doing what you're doing, which is going around, yeah, abusing and raping girls on an epidemic, on an epidemic scale around the country. So anyway, I'm off and keep hating, guys.